Reality isn't set in stone, it's shaped by you. Every setback, every disappointment, every obstacle isn't punishment. It's feedback. Most people think life is happening to them, but here's the truth. Life is reacting to them. Their hidden fears, subconscious beliefs, and unresolved emotions are scripting their experiences, struggling with the same problems over and over. It's not bad luck. It's a reflection of what's running beneath the surface. And the worst part? They don't even see it. But what if they could take control? What if they stopped living as characters in someone else's story and became the authors of their own? A true creator doesn't beg for change, he commands it. His consciousness shapes reality, not the other way around. The School for Gods isn't about coping, it's about transformation. And the first lesson, reality isn't solid, it's fluid, and they are the ones shaping it. The real question is, are they ready to wake up? 1. Reality as a mirror. The world reflects your inner state. Life doesn't happen to you, it happens through you. Every situation, every person, every challenge, it's all a reflection of what's going on inside. Ever noticed how the same problem keeps showing up, just with different faces and places? That's no accident. It's your consciousness projecting patterns onto the screen of reality. Change what's inside, and the outside world will shift to match. But most people try to fix the mirror instead of adjusting what's being reflected. Imagine walking into a room with a scowl, convinced people will be rude. What happens? You attract cold looks, tense conversations, maybe even an argument. But if you walk in with warmth and confidence, suddenly the energy changes. People respond to you differently. This is how perception creates experience. Want a different reality? Shift the way you see, think, and feel within yourself. The world isn't fighting you, it's following your lead. Mastering this understanding is the key to transformation. Instead of reacting to life, start observing it like a scientist. What's being mirrored back at you? What patterns keep repeating? Relationships, finances, health, none of it is random. If you're stuck in lack, fear, or struggle, that's the frequency you're tuned into. Adjust the signal, and the broadcast changes. This isn't wishful thinking, it's how reality operates. The mind loves to blame external factors, but the awakened person knows better. There's no out there controlling your life. It's all an extension of your inner world. The real question is, are you willing to take responsibility for the movie playing around you? Because once you do, you unlock the power to rewrite the script. And that's where true awakening begins. 2. Escaping victimhood. Taking full responsibility for your life. Blaming the world is easy. It gives you an excuse to stay stuck, to avoid change, to keep pointing fingers at the government, your boss, your parents, or even bad luck. But here's the truth. Awakening begins the moment you drop the victim mindset. Nothing is happening to you. Everything is happening because of you. Until you own that, you'll keep running in circles, reliving the same struggles, thinking life is unfair. But the moment you take responsibility, you take back your power. Think about it. 2 people lose their jobs. One spirals into self-pity, drowning in complaints. The other sees it as a wake-up call, a push to finally start that business he's been dreaming about. Same event, different outcomes. What changed? Not the external situation, but the internal response. Mastery isn't about controlling life, it's about mastering your reaction to it. That's where real transformation happens. When you stop waiting for circumstances to change, you become the cause instead of the effect. You stop saying, I can't because of this, and start asking, how can I shift this? It's a game changer. Instead of being controlled by fear, doubt, or other people's opinions, you begin creating from a place of clarity and power. This isn't about ignoring reality. It's about realizing you shape it. So what's keeping you stuck? What stories are you telling yourself? That you're too old, that you don't have the right connections, that life just doesn't work out for you? Those are not facts. They're beliefs. Beliefs that are running the show. Change them and you change everything. And once you break free from victimhood, the next step is learning how to master the emotions that once held you back. 3. Emotional mastery. The path to inner freedom. Emotions are powerful, but they shouldn't control you. Most people react without thinking, letting fear, anger, or frustration dictate their actions. But the awakened person knows emotions are just signals, messengers pointing to deeper patterns in the mind. Instead of fighting them or getting lost in them, they step back and observe. Why? Because emotions reveal where transformation is needed. The key isn't to suppress or indulge them, but to use them as a tool for self-mastery. Imagine someone cutting you off in traffic. Instantly, you feel a surge of anger. But what's really happening? It's not just about the car. It's about an old program running in the background, maybe a belief that people don't respect you. Emotional mastery means pausing before reacting, seeing the deeper story, and choosing your response. It's about breaking free from autopilot mode and reclaiming control over your mind and perception. The mistake most people make is either suppressing emotions or being consumed by them. Neither leads to freedom. Suppression builds pressure until it explodes, while emotional overreaction keeps you stuck in the same cycles. The real path is observation without attachment. Feel the emotion fully, but don't let it own you. Like watching a storm pass, you let it move through without getting caught in it. That's real transformation. Mastering emotions takes practice, but small steps create massive shifts. Start by noticing your triggers. Journal about patterns that keep showing up. Use meditation to create space between feeling and reaction. The more awareness you bring to your inner world, the less power emotions will have over you. And when you stop being controlled by emotions, challenges start looking very different. They stop being obstacles and start becoming catalysts for growth. 4. Challenges as catalysts, growing through resistance. Most people see challenges as problems, but the awakened mind sees them as opportunities. Growth doesn't happen in comfort, it happens in friction, in resistance, in those moments where everything inside you wants to quit. Think about it. Every major breakthrough in life, whether physical, mental, or spiritual, comes after struggle. The problem isn't the challenge itself, it's the belief that struggle means something is wrong. In reality, resistance is life's way of pushing you to evolve. Take a man who loses his business. He can see it as failure and sink into despair, or he can see it as a lesson, an invitation to build something even greater. The difference? His perception. Some of the most successful people in history, leaders, inventors, thinkers, failed more times than they succeeded. But they understood one thing. Failure isn't the end. It's a doorway. Mastery comes from embracing the challenge, not running from it. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" start asking, "What is this teaching me?" That shift changes everything. When a relationship ends, when finances collapse, when health declines, these moments aren't punishments, they're wake-up calls. They're the universe shaking you, saying, "Wake up, there's something greater for you," but you have to grow into it. The challenge is never the real problem. Your resistance to it is. Those who master life don't avoid difficulties. They use them. They see setbacks as feedback, as refinement, as preparation for something bigger. So the next time resistance shows up, don't shrink. Lean in. Because on the other side of that discomfort is a version of you that's stronger, wiser, and freer. But to truly awaken, you have to go even deeper. You have to detach from the illusions that keep you asleep. 5. Detaching from the illusions of fear and validation. Fear and the need for validation are the chains that keep people asleep. Most live their lives making decisions based on what others will think, constantly chasing approval, terrified of rejection. But here's the truth. As long as you need permission to be yourself, you'll never be free. Awakening happens when you stop living for external validation and start trusting your own inner authority. When you do that, fear loses its grip. Think about how many choices people make out of fear. Staying in jobs they hate, maintaining relationships that drain them, avoiding risks that could change their lives. It's not the situation that traps them, it's the fear of uncertainty, of judgment, of failure. But fear is just a mental projection, a story the mind tells based on past conditioning. And like all illusions, it dissolves when you stop believing in it. Look at the people who truly live on their terms. They don't seek permission. They don't wait for approval. They act from conviction, not from the fear of how they'll be perceived. Detaching from validation doesn't mean being reckless. It means knowing that your worth isn't tied to opinions, trends, or expectations. The moment you stop chasing acceptance, you start attracting respect. People follow those who are unapologetically themselves. True freedom is stepping beyond the illusion of fear and validation. It's realizing that nothing outside you defines you. It's about making choices from inner clarity, not external pressure. And when you stop being controlled by these illusions, something shifts. Your mind becomes the architect of your reality, not its prisoner. And that's where the real mastery begins. 6. Mastering the mind. Thoughts as the architects of reality. Your mind isn't just a processor of information, it's a builder. Every thought you think lays a brick in the foundation of your reality. Most people let their minds run on autopilot, filled with worries, doubts, and limiting beliefs. But an awakened person takes control. They understand that if they don't shape their thoughts consciously, life will be shaped by unconscious patterns. The question isn't whether your thoughts create reality. The question is whether you're doing it deliberately. Look at any area of your life that feels stuck. What are the dominant thoughts around it? If money is always a struggle, is your mind constantly focused on lack? If relationships never work out, do you expect disappointment? Thought patterns are like software running in the background, dictating what you experience. Change the code, and the output changes. That's not philosophy. That's how consciousness works. The key is awareness. Start noticing your mental habits. When a negative thought arises, don't fight it. Observe it. Ask yourself, would I consciously choose to believe this? If not, replace it. Affirmations, visualization, and meditation aren't just spiritual practices, they're mental rewiring tools. Repeating, I am capable, I attract abundance, or I create my reality, isn't just feel-good talk. It reprograms your perception, and perception shapes experience. This isn't about fake positivity, it's about mental mastery. The mind left unchecked will replay old fears and doubts on a loop. But when you take charge, you become the architect of your reality. And once you realize how much power your mind has, the next step is even more profound. Understanding that reality itself is nothing more than a dream, and you are the dreamer. 7. The ultimate awakening. Life is a dream, and you are the dreamer. What if everything you call reality is just a projection of your consciousness? Not metaphorically, literally. Life isn't happening outside of you. It's unfolding within you, like a dream you don't realize you're dreaming. And just like in a dream, the moment you wake up to this truth, everything changes. You stop feeling like a powerless character in someone else's story and start realizing you are the creator. That's the ultimate awakening. Think about your nighttime dreams. While you're in them, they feel real. You react, you feel emotions, you believe in the world around you, until you wake up and realize it was all happening in your mind. Now consider this. What if waking life operates the same way? Every experience, every challenge, every breakthrough, it's all being generated by your consciousness. And once you see that, you gain the power to shape the dream consciously. Look at those who have mastered this understanding. They don't live by rules imposed by fear or limitation. They shape their lives with intent, knowing reality bends to their level of awareness. They understand that the only thing keeping them from living fully is the belief that they're trapped. But they're not. They never were. The illusion was thinking the dream was fixed, when in reality, it's fluid and responsive to their perception. So if life is a dream, what kind of dream are you creating? Are you sleepwalking through old patterns, reacting to illusions? Or are you waking up, realizing that you have the power to shift everything? This is where true freedom begins, not by escaping reality, but by mastering it from within. And the key to doing that, it all starts with presence, learning how to fully wake up in the only moment that ever truly exists. Now. 8. The power of presence, unlocking true awareness. The mind is always running, rehashing the past, worrying about the future, chasing distractions. But true power isn't found in mental noise, it's found in presence. Right now, in this exact moment, lies the doorway to awakening. The problem? Most people never walk through it. They're too busy thinking, analyzing, planning, completely missing the only place where transformation actually happens, the present moment. Think about it. Have you ever been so lost in thought that you forgot where you were driving, or so absorbed in worry that you missed an entire conversation? That's what living unconsciously looks like, moving through life on autopilot. But the moment you become fully present, something shifts. Your perception sharpens, your awareness expands, and reality becomes vivid. It's not mystical, it's a simple shift in consciousness. The power of presence isn't just about peace, it's about mastery. When you're present, fear dissolves. Why? Because fear lives in the future. Regret fades because regret lives in the past. The present moment is pure. It's untouched by illusion. Meditation, deep breathing, and even something as simple as feeling your feet on the ground are tools to bring you back. The more you practice presence, the less control your mind has over you. Those who master presence become unshakable. They don't react. They respond. They don't get lost in imagined fears. They act from clarity. And when you truly step into the now, you realize something profound. This moment isn't just a fleeting second in time. It's the only reality there is. And from this place of awareness, you finally start seeing life for what it really is, your own creation, waiting for you to shape it. If you want to elevate your vibrations and manifest with more ease, I have prepared something special for you. Click the link in the first pinned comment and join us in the journey of awakening your inner mage.